All right, we're back. And so in this video, I'm going to be going over just what it looks like to get the whole Kali Purple Linux sock in a box set up and running in Google Cloud using the snapshot. And this should take, I want to say about 10 minutes. So, in the other videos I showed, I think it was like a 15-hour stream of going through, setting up all the virtual machines, setting up the networking, configuring, whatever in the operating system, basically following the guide that the Kali Purple team has provided. A lot of folks are saying it's messy, it's clunky. Some folks have it up and running. I think I haven't seen anyone besides Reason and the folks at Offensive Security like with any sort of demo videos, but we do have it live working, and I'll show you that. And if anyone's interested in getting the snapshot, like I put out a survey, folks said that they're more interested in like 101 hands-on or 101 like help with getting everything up and running. But I just want to show you guys, maybe you didn't understand, like here's what it looks like if you use the snapshot, which I'm willing to give away for free. So if you have a Google Cloud Platform account, open up your Cloud Shell, go ahead and run the command to use the snapshot and basically create an instance that's got enough resources to run the Kali Purple Linux cloud environment. And so noting the time right now, it's 9:18 p.m. Let's refresh this. So started this at 9:18 p.m. and in about 10 minutes, so 9:28, we should have a fully usable Kali Purple Linux sock in a box environment. And so that's even faster than if you just install the ISO with the NIST CSF tool sets in them. So it's running right now. We got an external IP address, so I'm gonna go ahead and see if we can connect to that. This is a page that's cached, so we don't want to use that. Let's make sure that we're pulling from the live instance. All right, so it says it's running. One thing we want to do is go in here and enable the serial console. So we're going to hit edit. Go to, it's going to let me scroll down a bit. Remote access, click this check to enable connecting to serial ports and hit save. And while that's saving, let's go back to our, see if we can log into the web interface here, and we're up and running. So we have the Proxmox virtual environment up and running. We can log into it, and we can see we have the machines that make up the sock in a box starting up. They're set up in different groups. Basically, your firewall, the Byzantium, and the Kali Purple, which runs the Elastic stack, the SIM instances, that those start up first. And then once those are up and running for about 60 seconds or so, we should see the rest of these start up. And so we have, I got a list here. Let me just read off the tools and their associated virtual machines. So the Byzantium is going to have OpenSense, the firewall that we're running, with Suricata, Unbound, Squid, Nginx, and a web application firewall. Kali Purly is going to have the damn vulnerable web application, so we'll use that to, run attacks, send the information to Elastic Stack, and also do PCAPs that we can run in Archemy and, the open search tools. And then we have Kali Violet, which is running OpenCTI for cyber threat intelligence. So we get feeds from like the Alien Vault and Open Threat Exchange, that kind of stuff. It's also running, the Kali Violet VM is also running Greenbone Vulnerability Manager, which we'll see in a moment here. And then Kali Purple, again, running the same. And Kali Eminence, running Malcolm, Archimedes, Zeke, Cyber Chef, and Suricata. And then the Kali Heliotrope machine, that's like our attack machine. And that's got this cool tool, which I don't think anyone except the creators know how to use yet. I haven't seen any videos. I haven't seen any websites that talk about anything really significant. They just say, oh, Kali Autopilot. But Kali Autopilot doesn't have any extensive documentation, and I haven't seen a demo of how it works. But let's the machines are up and running. It's 9:22, so it's been about 10 minutes or so. Let's actually log into these things, and I'll show you what it looks like. So first up, Kali Pearly. Again, that's running. That's running the damn vulnerable web app. So if we just look at like ports that are running, it's running on this. I ran it headless because I ran out of RAM here and didn't want to use up that many resources, since we really don't need a GUI for this. We probably don't need a GUI for a lot of these, and that could probably save on RAM if you're trying to set this up with limited resources yourself, or if you just want to save money on cloud cost. So the Kali Violet machine is where you can use the Kali Heliotrope as the client machine, but I use Kali Violet for a lot of the connecting to the different VMs and such. So let's see what we got here. Let's restore our previous session. And there we go. So we should get tabs to most of the apps that are running. So first up, damn vulnerable web application. So I mean, pretty self-explanatory. We have all the different labs that we can try out: brute force, command injection, cross-site request forgery, file inclusion, file upload, insecure CAPTCHA, etc., etc., etc. You can click on each one of these, generate an attack from either this machine or the Kali Heliotrope machine, and what happened here? It looks like something's broken. Oh, okay. Let's try that again. Okay. So, you can click on the different labs. It gives you basically an interface that you can then run attacks against. And so I guess the scenario would be, you'd open this up, run some malicious traffic or attack traffic, copy that in a PCAP, and then view that over here in Archime. And so, you can actually upload your PCAP to this system, and then once it's uploaded, you can analyze it with Suricata, analyze it with Zeke. If you have file extraction that comes out of this, that would be available too. So that's the damn vulnerable web app. And what's this next thing that we have here? Oh, yes, this is going to be the Open Cyber Threat Intelligence. This one, if you're doing it on your own, and it takes a long time for it to start downloading the feeds. And another issue that I ran into with this one was, I think the documentation called for 8 gigs of RAM. Let's check out the hardware real quick. Yeah, I think the documentation called for like 8 gigs of RAM, but really it was way too slow, even with the 4 processors attached. So I just bumped up the RAM to like 12, and it seemed to run better. I don't know if that's just like an issue with the initial downloading of the threat feeds, or just I'm not entirely sure, but that's something I ran into and went, I'll give it more RAM, because when I looked at the vitals of the computer, it basically said, I'm getting maxed out on the RAM here. So this is that platform. You're going to see these sort of dashboards and stuff. I'm not entirely sure how this works yet. I'll figure it out. Put up a video if anybody's interested. Let me know in the comments. Like, make a comment right now if that's something you want to see, and I'll get the message and go ahead and put that out for you. Next up, Greenbone Vulnerability Manager, which should be running on this host. Let's see what happened here. And so it's just running through basically a checklist to see if everything is okay with the Greenbone Vulnerability Manager service. And this is like the I don't want to say the poor man's Nessus, but yes, this is the poor man's Nessus. And so you can use it to scan the network, do host discovery, do your asset vulnerability database, as well as just like create a network asset database. And once this finishes checking, we should have the service up and running, and I can show you at least what that looks like in this setup. Okay, let's try again. Go ahead and sign in. All right, and so now we can. There's really not much to see right now. We haven't run any scans. All we've done is download the CVE feeds from the Greenbone organization. So that tool is here, up and running. It's you got to make sure it's started. When you start the VM, I guess I should probably make that change. But as you saw, it was pretty quick to go ahead and get that set up. Next up, we're going to look at, let's see, I actually have some notes here. I should probably open them, right? Cali Purple, Cali Violet. Our SIM. Okay, so this is listening to the service, the actual Elastic service, and Kibana and all that. It's listening on port 5601 on Cali Purple, but it's only listening on the loopback interface. So just going to create a quick port forward, and we should be able to refresh and then log in. There we go. And what were the creds for that? All right, so we're logged into the SIM now, and we can do things like, look at all the different dashboards. And I'm just going to quickly show the OpenSense dashboard. So, if you want to see just at a high level what's coming in on the firewall, you can do that. Let's change this from last 15 minutes to There we go. So now we can get some data about, at a glance, what's happening on the, what's happening on the firewall. We got some nice widgets and logs and charts and all that stuff is in there. So, we can see that this is up, and there are lots of different dashboards that you can look at here. When you play around with this, you can figure out what all these things do and find what's interesting for you. So after that, let's take a peek at, look at upload. Let's take a peek at Archemy, which is the packet capture, packet indexing, and packet search. This is up and running. You can see hunt. You can go on here. If you upload the packet capture like we saw earlier, you can go in here and then say, hey, search for this sort of pattern in this sort of protocol, or look for these source and destinations across the traffic, and basically look for evil. So that's available here. We have this netbox tool, which I have no idea how that works. Let me just refresh just to make sure we're not getting a cache page. Yeah, not entirely sure how this works, but it's in there. It was on the list. And everybody's favorite for decoding strings, CyberChef, all set up and run from the Kali Eminence box. So these are the tools. It took a little more than, what are we at, like 20 minutes now? It took a little more than 20 minutes to just show you, but as you can see, it's all up and running in about 10 minutes or so. So if you want this snapshot, let me know. I'll send you the link. It's available for free. I'm not charging for this at all. If you want to do one-on-one stuff with the old or the hard setup, you can click on the link for that, and we can go over those things. If you have questions, just post them in the comments, and I'll do my best to come up with videos to answer your questions. And so right now, what am I working on? I'm working on a demonstration of the Malcolm Archemy stuff, showing how to use these tools and some use cases around that. There's a really cool site that's got a lot of packet captures that I think I'm going to leverage for this one. But yeah, this is where I'm at now. I'll like I say, just respond to the comments, and whatever you guys want to see, I'll make it. And whatever questions you have, I'll do my best to answer them.